6 weeks adventure, travelling in our caravan, heading from Brisbane to the Great Ocean Road in Victoria and then on to South Australia and stopping at different places on the way. Welcome back to day 27 of our South Australian road trip. Takes us from Clare to Renmark, with a stop at one of the state's most fascinating heritage towns called Burra. Leaving the Clare Caravan Park and arriving at Burra. Burra may look like a quiet country town now, but back in the mid-1800s, it was the lifeblood of South Australia's economy. Copper was discovered here in 1845, and what followed was a mining boom that turned Burra into a major industrial centre. For a time, the monster mine at Burra was the largest metal mine in Australia and one of the biggest copper producers in the world. Cornish cottages, company stores, Burra grew rapidly thanks to two district communities. The snobs were English managers and mine owners who lived in neat stone cottages, while the knobs, mostly Cornish miners, lived in dugouts carved into the banks of the Burra Creek. At its peak, over 5,000 people lived here, and Burra was the largest inland settlement in the colony. The Burra Heritage Passport, which gives access to more than 11 historical sites around town, is a great self-guided way to explore Burra's past. Burra Mine Lookout, where you can really take in the scale of the open-cut copper mine. The rich red earth and giant pit are a reminder of how much was pulled from the ground here. Next was the Burra Mine Museum, where we explored the lives of miners, saw early machinery and learned how copper was transported from Burra to the port of Adelaide by bullock drays before the railway arrived. We were lucky enough to watch a blacksmith make some nails, just like they used to. We also visited the Burra railway station, which helped link Burra's output to the world, which is now beautifully restored by volunteers. Inside a restored old train carriage, we enjoyed a lovely homemade lunch of soup and scones, a warm break and a unique setting. Felt very lucky to come across this little treasure. These lovely volunteers trying to raise some money to get some plumbing put in the carriages to make it easier for them when they have to do the washing up. As mentioned, this railway station has been beautifully restored, all by volunteers, and it's such an interesting place to visit, and happy to place a donation. They certainly have done a lot of work here. You really need around 6 hours here in the town of Burra to have a look at all the historical sites. Unfortunately, we only had a couple of hours to spare. Another standout was the Burra Gaol, built in 1879. It held prisoners from across the region and even housed families of wardens on site. The cold stone walls and cramped cells are a sobering reminder of life in colonial justice. It was used right up until 1940s. Next stop is Morgan. In Morgan, we stopped for a short riverside walk along the Murray River. In its heyday, Morgan was one of South Australia's biggest river ports, with paddle steamers moving goods to and from Adelaide before the rail lines were fully constructed. On our travels, we were amazed on how many citrus and almond farms were in the area. We ended the day in Renmark, staying at the Paringa Caravan Park right on the Murray River. We'll be based here for 2 nights while we explore the Riverland's food, wine and river heritage. We arrived here just before sunset. What a lovely place to stay for the rest of the evening. Thanks for travelling with us today. If you enjoyed the historical detour, hit that like button and subscribe for more Aussie adventures. We'll see you in day 28 as we dive deeper into the Renmark and the Riverland. And that was the end of day 28.